Okay guys, so for the next possibly hour, because the weather is crap, it is raining, it is cold. However, I do want to start to have a look at the furnace for the heating. Now, when you select heat, that obviously turns on the furnace, which is located roughly, it's probably roughly in line with the cooker on the outside, so under there, yeah, in the wall. So what that does is it has a gas supply to it. The furnace is activated, so the fan comes on, and then the gas is ignited. Burns, so it's a bit like a combi boiler, if you like, where it's going to burn gas in a tube, and the fan is then going to force the hot air rather than hot water through vents into the RV. Here we have said vents, yeah. So that's in essence what it's doing. Yeah, it's just using gas to create hot air, and the fan is blowing it through the venting out into the RV. Now, let's see what happens. So all I'm going to do is select heat on this, and then we're going to go around. It is on a timer, the circuit board, so it won't come on instantly. Yeah, it's got to do some sort of diagnostic check first. So let's pop this on and go around, and let's see what happens. Excuse me, happens. On. Here we go. Right, so may or may not hear this come on. Just get my brolly put back up. There we go, so we've heard it activate. Now after a couple of seconds we should also hear a clicking, which is the igniter trying to ignite the gas. However, on this occasion we cannot hear that, telling me that there's something wrong with the igniter circuit. And that is what we're going to explore. Dilly dilly. Right then guys, so first thing is gain access to the furnace itself. Just undoing these screws, and this should drop down on a hinge like so. Pull down your cover, and here we have said furnace. Yeah, fan encapsulated within here. At the back is the actual chamber where the gas will ignite and have the air force round, and then it'll be connected to the ducting. And here is the exhaust port, if you like. Yeah. So, trying to locate the Windsail. Now, here we have the Windsail power, which is this here. These electrical connections going into the Windsail switch, and basically all that is a micro switch, or a little trip switch, if you like. And on that is a long piece of metal, quite wide, which acts as a sail, hence it gets its terminology Windsail. And what that detects is the actual blower. As it's creating a wind force, it then pushes wind force on that windsail, if you like, activating the trip switch, telling the system that the fan is operating, because what it won't do is ignite if the fan is not operating. Now clearly, if you have a faulty windsail switch, the system doesn't know that the fan is actually turning, and therefore it won't activate the igniter. So that's my first port of call, yeah, to check that this windsail switch does in fact pass current. So let me just take this cover off now, and then we'll take it from there. I'll stop the video there so it doesn't go on too long, but I will restart it, and you'll actually see me just stripping this cover off. Dilly dilly. Right guys, unfortunately I just cracked on and took the cover off and got to the back of the windsail. Now I did test continuity on the windsail when I found the 2 wires I needed to check, and I did have continuity, so the windsail trip switch, if you like, is working fantastically. So what I've done now is took off the PCB board, which I've got here. So this is basically controlling the system itself. This here is the part that generates the actual spark to the igniter. Now hopefully everything on here is okay. Again, all the diodes, I can check the tops to make sure. I don't even know if you can see that. So again, checking all the top of the diodes, making sure that they're not starting to go convexed, which they're not. So I'm just going to give this a clean now. So I've got my compressed air. Forgive the noise. Okay, so that's getting the thick of it off. But there's some screws on the top here, so I am actually going to take it fully off the plastic. Why not? Just make sure that we do actually get the cleaner everywhere we need it to be. For what it's going to take 2 little screws out. The end of the world. There's one out already. Told you it wouldn't take too long. Yeah, so after this, I mean, as I say, I've got continuity for the trip switch, or the sail switch, if you like. So to clean this this board up, and then I guess the next task, if I put it together and it still doesn't function, will be to take the whole thing out, which I would do anyway. I'm just trying to get it to work, and then eventually at some point I would actually strip it down and clean everything. So it is just sort of a half-hearted fix at the moment, or trying to. So we can still see lots of crap in here, so I'm just using the me EC90 electric contact cleaner, and we're just going to clean the whole of the circuit board up itself. And we'll do the back as well. So it is quick drying stuff, this, and do make sure you don't use anything other than contact cleaner when cleaning electric circuit boards, otherwise you risk some terminal damage. Okay, there is actually still lots of crap inside here, so I'm just going to get a brush and clean it, so I can get right in and clean it a bit more. Here's one I prepared earlier. Yeah, that's better. A little bit of agitation. Get some more sprayed on there. It's really cold, this stuff as well, typically. Yeah, and getting it nice and clean is just going to make sure that all the contacts are clear. It'll take any slight bits of corrosion off, if any is evident, and yeah, I mean it's a cleaner, so why wouldn't you? I mean that is 100 times better than that. Now to say whether this actually you know, resolves any issue at all, we'll never know, but it's one less thing we need to worry about. Process of elimination, guys. Okay, I'm quite happy with that. So that's pretty much ready to put back in. Put the system back together and then test it. Won't be tonight because it's absolutely freezing. It's now pitch black dark and it's still raining. So for another day, dilly dilly. Well, hello. So back to the RV furnace. The new circuit board has arrived. That's obviously the old one, so it's installed on the plastic mounting part, if you like. We have just got to pop this next to the furnace, put the wing nut on there, and then connect into that. This is a obviously for a newer style. So pre-2004 I've had to put this adapter on, so I have this type of connection rather than a pinned connection, because on the old style it was just the slide-on connection rather than a pin. So that adapter came with it to allow for that compatibility with the older style wiring harness. So it's just a case now going out to the furnace, get this popped on and get the cable put on. We'll see you outside. Dilly dilly. Okay, so we'll just pop the cover off for the heater. Put this down here. So here's the connection. 1, 2, 3. It's only a 4-pin connection. This. Yeah, that's fine. So we just got to shoehorn this back into here. Hello, what's this? Looks like a bit of a mess going on here, whatever that is. Anyway, we'll tuck it out the way. If for whatever reason this doesn't work, then I might investigate that a bit further, because it doesn't look overly great. That's our igniter cable, which will connect onto this. We've just got to shoehorn this inside. We'll put the little wing nut on. A wingeth of nut. Reconnect the igniter into there. That into its little holder there for that igniter cable. Reconnect the cable harness to the circuit board. Easier said than done. Like so. Okay, so get some cable ties to that after, but that's everything connected now. It's just a case now of going in and seeing if she fires up. So I'll stop the video there and then go and start up the thermostat. Dilly dilly. Right, so it's got here a bit of a system check, which, as always, don't read the instructions. So it says basically do this sequence. Now, after reading it, everything seemed okay, and it said purge the gas lines of air. So basically, what you should do is switch the gas off, run this system, and it'll do a function test, try and ignite, and then you'll get your 3 flashes for your ignition lockout because it doesn't have any gas to burn. Then you would go back, switch your gas on and purge the gas line of air. Now this makes sense why it hasn't ignited, because there is air in the lines, no gas, and that's because I changed the valves and cleaned them all out and the regulators and connections. So basically, yeah, I took all the gas out the lines. So I just need to do a purge now, and then I'll retry the system and see how we get on from that. Dilly dilly. Okay, so I've turned for heat. It'll go through its process now, and then hopefully. Now we're waiting for the igniter now. Fingers crossed. Yes. It's trying to ignite. That's a much better sign. It hasn't yet ignited though. I think it will try it one more time before it goes into a lockout. But that was a good sign, that. It didn't happen before. There we go, it's ignited. The igniter's clicking. Still hasn't, so chances are there's no gas, I'm guessing. Yay. So nothing there after 3 attempts, apart from it is clicking now. However, we can see the LED flashing on the board. So I'm getting 3 flashes on the board, so I can go in and read the the manual now, which will tell me what three flashes means. Dilly dilly. Right, so inadvertently I'd actually done the test sequence correctly, because when I had been changing the gas valves, or not changing but cleaning the regulator, etc., I hadn't actually turned the gas back on. So by doing that, it went through that check and done exactly what it needed to do, i.e. I got the ignition lock out. So now says all I've got to do is turn on the gas supply, purge the gas lines of air, check for the gas leaks and all joints, blah blah blah. Well, I've purged it of air because I've put this ring on, so basically there we go, we have gas. The burner's directly below, so I've purged that of air now. It says now to turn the thermostat to a setting high enough to initiate a call for heat, verify the ignition control proceeds through and lights the burner. So back to here, so I've just got to put thermostat on high, switch for heat. Let's go back now to the burner. As we know, it's on a delay, and this time hopefully it will ignite and fire up. So we're on. Gonna wait a bit now, wait for the igniter. Hopefully I'll get hot air coming out of this exhaust and no flashes on the circuit board. Come on. Yes, it's ignited. I've now got hot exhaust. Right. Just got to go inside now and see if we've got warm air coming through the vent. Well, if I turn the fans on, just give it a second there, and then hopefully we have. Take these gloves off. So still waiting for heat to come through, to be honest, but the burner has ignited. Nothing as yet. Heat on high. Voila. Let's try the bedroom one. Heat. Turn the thermostat up. On. High. Nothing yet. Okay, I'll get back to you. Dilly dilly. Right. Okay, I sussed it, guys. These don't put heat through them. These are part of the aircon. So the heat comes from the floor, which makes sense because heat rises. So it's practice having the heat coming from the ceiling. So we have one heat here, vent, which we have heat coming through. Now it's not a fast blown heat. It obviously just comes through, but there's heat coming through that one. There's another vent here, heat coming through that one into the bedroom area. Yeah, and I can actually, now I've turned the, basically you turn the fans off or put them onto low, and you have this onto auto, and basically that will regulate the heat then, just like a aircon in a car or climate control. So using your thermostat, it will maintain a temperature, so if it gets too cold below the set temperature, it will knock the fans off for the aircon and just apply heat. You can turn the heat off and just have it on cool, obviously when it's hot outside, and just have the aircon on. So yeah, this is now, which I can feel, literally feel, this room is getting warm to a degree. So yeah, I mean, it's not going to be mega hot, but it is going to keep it at a comfortable temperature, I guess. Yeah, so that is a fix. One thing done. Happy days, dilly dilly.
He just got in there. Dear old fella. It's alright, mate.
What's the name of this road?
You can't park there, sir.
I